At 7:51, the kitchen has not fully become a kitchen yet. The refrigerator is already humming, low and steady, and a few unpaid bills sit near the island where someone left them last night. The sink is quiet. The counter still holds the faint shine of water from being wiped too quickly, before sleep, before anyone had the energy to finish making the room feel done. You stand beside it in your work clothes, not quite going anywhere yet. After the long commute, after the jobs that came and went and the ones that have not called back, there is this glass of water in your hand. Clear. Plain. Cold enough to notice. For a moment, no one is asking you to explain. No one needs the stronger version of your face. The world has turned its head a little, and let you be private again. The bills are not loud, but they are there. They lie near the edge of the island in that ordinary stack every home seems to gather sooner or later. A folded envelope. A corner bent from being moved twice. A number visible through the little plastic window. Nothing dramatic. Nothing anyone would stop and point at. But still, they keep a small pressure in the room. You know that kind of pressure. It does not raise its voice. It waits beside the coffee maker. It sits under the magnet on the fridge. It stays in the truck with you while the morning traffic moves one brake light at a time. It comes along to the gas station, to the job site that may or may not need you next week, to the phone call you almost make and then do not. By the time you are standing at the kitchen counter, the day has already touched you in several places. Not hard. Not all at once. More like little hands on your jacket, your shoulder, your thoughts. The commute still lives in your neck. The road noise is gone, but your body has not fully believed it yet. There is still a faint sense of movement behind your eyes, like the windshield is there even when you are looking at the sink. The refrigerator hums. That sound does not ask anything. It does not care whether the next job comes through. It does not ask whether you sounded confident on the phone yesterday, or whether the check will clear, or whether the people who love you can feel how tired you are trying not to look. It simply keeps going. And maybe that is why the kitchen feels different for one small minute. The room is not fixed. The bills are still there. The sink is not perfectly clean. Somewhere in the house, the day is beginning to gather itself, getting ready to need breakfast, socks, a ride, an answer, a steadier voice. But not yet. There is this narrow space before being needed. It may not last long. It may only be the width of a breath, the time it takes to lift the glass and drink from it. The water is colder than you expected. It touches the back of your hand first, because the outside of the glass has begun to sweat. A small ring of moisture gathers under your fingers. You look at it for no special reason. Maybe because looking at one simple thing is easier than looking at all the things at once. Glass. Water. Counter. Sink. There is mercy sometimes in plain objects. Not because they explain anything. Not because they make the morning beautiful. They are only there, and their being there gives your attention somewhere quiet to land. The glass does not need your face to look brave. It does not need a plan. It does not wait for a better version of you to pick it up. It is only water. And you are only standing there. For so much of adult life, even standing still can feel like something to hide. There is always some motion that seems more acceptable. Reaching for the keys. Checking the phone. Opening the mail. Starting the coffee. Saying, "I'm fine," before anyone even asks. A person can become very skilled at moving quickly enough that no one notices the pause underneath. You have done that before. You have walked through rooms with your work boots still holding dust from someone else's house. You have answered questions from the doorway. You have nodded at numbers and schedules and whether that might ruin a job. You have carried the smell of cut wood, old concrete, traffic, and gas station coffee into the kitchen without making a story out of it. Because that is what people often do. They come in. They keep going. They set down one thing and pick up another. They learn how to make their tiredness useful, or at least quiet enough not to disturb the morning. But here, beside the sink, something has paused before you could turn it into effort. The glass is still in your hand. The unpaid bills remain on the island. The refrigerator keeps its low, patient sound. The house has not yet opened all its doors. And for this small minute, the world does not seem to be watching. That may be the kindness of it. Not a grand kindness. Not the kind anyone would know how to thank out loud. More like a curtain shifting back into place after a long day of being seen. More like standing in your own kitchen and realizing that no one is asking you to perform strength right now. You set the glass near the edge of the counter. Not carefully enough to make it important. Not carelessly either. It makes a soft sound when it meets the surface, a small touch of glass on stone or laminate, whatever has held the family mornings, the dropped crumbs, the late bills, the elbows, The keys. The water settles inside it. So do you, a little. The glass stays where you placed it. Near the edge, but not too close. Close enough that your eyes return to it without deciding to. The water inside is still moving from the small set down, a faint circle traveling outward and disappearing against the side. Then it becomes calm again. The rest of the kitchen is slower to calm. There is the island with its papers. There is the refrigerator, steady and low. There is the sink, the faucet, the dish towel folded over itself in a way that says someone tried to leave the room decent last night. A coffee mug waits near the back of the counter, not dirty enough to be rinsed right away, not clean enough to be put away. Ordinary things hold their places. And you stand among them with the strange feeling that the morning has not found you yet. Most mornings do not give that much privacy. They open quickly. They come in through the phone, through a message from someone asking about a start time, through a number you already know will be tight, through the sound of someone walking down the hall. They come in through the small performance of being ready before you are ready. You have learned that performance well. It is not a fake thing exactly. It is more like a coat you put on because the weather keeps changing. The voice that sounds steady. The nod that says you can handle it. The way you tell a friend, it's alright, even when the space between jobs has started to feel wider than you expected. A contractor learns to live with gaps. Gaps between calls. Gaps between checks. Gaps between one finished room and the next uncertain address. Gaps where the body still wants to be useful, but the day has not told it where to go. There is a particular quiet in that. Not peaceful, not exactly. More like waiting with your hands still holding the shape of work. Even when there is nothing in them, they remember measuring, lifting, tightening, sanding, carrying. They remember plywood edges and tool handles, dust along the wrist, the small ache in the thumb from gripping too long. Your hands rest near the counter now. They are not doing anything. That feels almost unfamiliar. Outside, someone's car passes slowly on the street. A tire moves through a shallow place in the road, and the sound comes through the kitchen window softened by glass and distance. The house receives it, then lets it go. For a second, the only thing left is the refrigerator and the faint settling of water pipes somewhere inside the wall. The day is close. It is just not here yet. There is a kindness in the delay. You do not have to name it. It does not need to become a thought. It is only the small shelter of not being seen for a minute. Not being corrected. Not being measured by what you have finished, what you have earned, what you have fixed, what you can still promise. The unpaid bills remain where they are. They have not changed shape. They have not become lighter because you are standing beside them. But they are not the whole room. That is easy to forget when the mind is tired. A stack of paper can seem larger than the counter holding it, larger than the morning light, larger than the body still breathing quietly beside the sink. But the counter is here too. The glass is here. The water is here. Your feet are on the kitchen floor, and the floor does not ask for proof. It only holds the weight that arrives. Maybe this is what privacy gives back to a person. Not escape. Not a clean answer. Only the chance to feel the size of the room again. The bills are in it, but so is the low hum. So is the cold glass. So is the early hour before anyone has needed your face to become useful. You look toward the sink. There is one plate there, leaned against the side, with a fork beside it. Not enough to make a mess, not enough to feel like a chore. Just a small sign that people live here and leave evidence behind. Someone ate. Someone rinsed halfway. Someone was tired enough to stop before finishing. That, too, feels human. You know that tiredness. The halfway kind. The kind where a person does most of what needs doing, then leaves one small thing because the body finally refuses to keep proving itself. The glass catches a little light now. Nothing bright. Just a pale line along its rim. You notice it without trying to make it mean anything. For once, the room does not ask you to turn noticing into usefulness. So you stand there a little longer, beside the sink, beside the water, beside the papers waiting on the island. The morning holds itself back for one more breath. And in that breath, something in you is allowed to stop holding its shoulders so high. A little later, the house gives one small sound. Not a voice. Not a door. Only the soft click of something inside the refrigerator, a shift in its own quiet work. Then the hum deepens again and settles into the wall, as if even the appliances know how to keep company without asking too much. You stay by the counter. The glass of water is no longer in your hand, but your fingers still remember the cold of it. That small damp circle remains where it touched the surface. It will dry soon. No one will notice it. No one will know that, For a minute, it held the shape of a pause you did not have to explain. There are parts of a day that disappear like that. A hand resting on the counter before the phone lights up. One breath taken before answering someone. A look toward the window while the coffee sits unfinished. The small private moments that do not become stories because there is no one there to receive them. Maybe they are not meant to be received. Maybe they are only meant to be lived quietly, then folded back into the morning with everything else. The unpaid bills are still nearby. They keep their plain white edges, their return addresses, their little windows and due dates. They are the kind of paper that makes a person stand differently, even without touching them. A little more forward. A little more braced. But for a while, they are only paper. The room does not erase them. It simply makes room around them. That is different. You notice the sink again. The dull shine around the drain. The place where the faucet has left a small mineral mark. The dish towel hanging with one corner lower than the other. Nothing in this kitchen is arranged for anyone else's opinion. It is not the kind of room that performs. It is just awake enough to hold you. There is comfort in that. A kitchen before the day begins can feel like a place between versions of a person. Not the worker yet. Not the friend who says he is doing okay. Not the contractor who knows how to talk numbers, timelines, weather, materials, delays, and the small disappointments of people who wanted something finished sooner. Not even the person the house will need in a few minutes. Just the person standing there. The private one. The one who does not have to make his face useful. Outside the window, morning light sits low and pale, not strong enough to fill the room. It touches the counter in pieces. It lands on the glass and leaves the rest of the kitchen in a familiar gray. Somewhere beyond the walls, other people are already moving. Cars start. Garage doors rise. A dog barks once and then stops. The world is beginning its usual sound. But it has not reached all the way in. This is the small grace of being left alone without being abandoned. No audience. No demand. No need to gather yourself into something easier for others to understand. The room lets you be unfinished in it. That can feel almost strange. Because strength, after a while, can become a kind of habit in the body. The shoulders learn it. The jaw learns it. The voice learns where to place itself so it sounds calm enough. Even silence can learn to stand up straight. Then a morning comes when no one is looking. And the body does not know what to do at first. So it stands. It lets the refrigerator hum near the wall. It lets the bills wait. It lets the glass hold water without becoming an answer. It lets the sink be almost clean, the floor be cool, the counter be slightly cluttered, the morning be incomplete. For once, nothing has to be turned into proof. You breathe without making it important. The breath is not deep in any special way. It is only there, coming in and leaving again, quiet enough to miss if the room were louder. But the room is not louder. Not yet. So you feel it, the way the chest moves under a shirt that still carries the road, the work, the days between jobs, and the careful way people keep going when they are not sure what comes next. The water in the glass is still. So are you, almost. And maybe that is enough for this minute. Not enough for the bills. Not enough for the whole day. Not enough to solve the space between one job and another. Just enough for the person standing beside the sink, before the house asks for anything. While the world looks away kindly for a little while, the room begins to change without moving much. Morning does that. It enters by inches. First along the floor. Then across the lower cabinets. Then over the side of the island where the bills are still waiting, their paper edges catching a thin line of light. Nothing has been solved, but everything has become slightly more visible. The glass sits near the counter's edge. A little water has gathered beneath it, not enough to run, only enough to darken the surface in a small uneven ring. You look at it the way a tired person looks at something small because the larger things are still too large. It is quiet enough to hear the house holding itself together. The refrigerator. A pipe in the wall. The faint settling of wood somewhere beyond the kitchen. Outside, traffic is beginning to thicken, but from here it sounds far away, like another life moving past without needing you inside it yet. There is something tender about not being needed for 1 minute. Not because being needed is wrong. So much love has lived inside being needed. So much care has passed through your hands in forms no one photographed. A ride given. A repair made. A call returned. A face kept calm. A joke offered at the right moment so no one could hear what was underneath. Still, even care can become heavy when there is nowhere to set it down. This kitchen gives you a place. Not a perfect place. Not a quiet cabin somewhere far from the bills and work and calls. Just this counter beside the sink, This unpaid paper nearby, this glass of water, this refrigerator hum that keeps coming back after every small pause. The world does not always make room for the private person. It asks for the worker, the driver, the one who can estimate the cost, the one who can say when the job might start, the one who can stand in a driveway with a tape measure clipped to his belt and talk like uncertainty has not been living in his chest all week. It asks for the close friend too. The one who listens. The one who says, "Yeah, I get it," and means it. The one people trust because he does not make a big scene out of pain. The one who can sit across from someone at a diner or in the cab of a truck and let their trouble have space. That is a real gift. It can also leave a person tired in a place they do not mention. So this morning feels almost unusual. The kitchen is not asking you to be generous. It is not asking you to be funny. It is not asking you to be steady for anyone else's fear. It is letting your face loosen before the day reaches for it. Your jaw unclenches a little. Not all the way. Just enough. The glass catches your attention again. The water inside is clear, ordinary, without opinion. It does not know how much a gallon of paint costs now. It does not know what lumber did last year, or how many calls never turned into work, or how many times you have stood in a parking lot and checked your phone with a careful kind of hope. It only holds what it holds. Maybe that is why your attention rests there. There is no performance inside the glass. No future. No account due. No answer waiting. Only a little cold water, a rim, a shadow, a small ring on the counter that will vanish soon. For a few seconds, you are allowed to be as simple as that. A person beside water. A body in a kitchen. A friend who does not have to speak yet. The unpaid bills remain in the corner of your eye, but they no longer fill the whole morning. They are part of the room, not the room itself. Around them there is counter space. Around the counter there is air. Around the air there is the low, familiar sound of a house that has carried many days before this one. Some mornings do not comfort by becoming soft. They comfort by staying plain. This one has no speech prepared for you. No bright turn. No sudden answer. The day will still come forward. The phone may light up. Someone may need something from another room. Work may remain uncertain, and the bills may wait with their same quiet faces. But here, before all that, the world has stepped back. You stand in the space it left. And the space is small. And it is enough to breathe in. The morning has a way of becoming public. Not all at once. First it is only a sound from another room, small enough that you cannot tell whether someone turned over in bed or the house shifted on its own. Then there is a pipe waking in the wall. Then a car door outside. Then the faintest thought of what comes next. You feel the day coming toward you. Still, it has not arrived completely. The kitchen holds you in that last narrow quiet, the kind that exists before voices, before shoes, before the phone becomes a place where other people can find you. The refrigerator hum remains low against the wall. The unpaid bills sit where they have been sitting. The glass of water waits near the sink, with its little circle of dampness beneath it. Nothing about the room is hidden. And yet it lets you be hidden for a while. That is the difference. The room can see everything and still not ask you to explain it. It can hold the stack of paper, the old tiredness in your shoulders, the long commute still folded into your back, the space between jobs, the careful way you have learned to sound steady. It can hold all of that without making a speech. You lean your hand against the counter. The surface is cool under your palm. There are tiny crumbs near the sink, almost nothing, only the leftover proof of someone eating late or making toast too quickly. The kind of detail no one means to leave behind, and everyone leaves behind. A home is full of unfinished evidence. The glass is one more piece of it. A simple thing placed near the edge, not important, not decorative, not trying to become a symbol. Just water held in a clear shape. Just something your hand touched when there was nothing else to do but stand still. And maybe that is why it stays with you. Because some mornings, the smallest thing becomes the only thing that does not ask for your strength. You look at the bills again. They are still there. You know you will have to touch them eventually. You know the day will not politely forget them. There will be envelopes to open, numbers to check, work to answer for, calls to return, a truck to start, roads to take, faces to meet. But not in this breath. This breath belongs to no one else. It comes in quietly. It leaves quietly. It does not fix the account. It does not promise work. It does not make the morning easier than it is. But it is yours before the world reaches in. That is not a small thing. For people who spend so much of life being seen by what they can do, privacy can feel like a kind of mercy. Not secrecy. Not distance from the people who matter. Only the room to have a face that is not prepared yet. A face that has not been arranged into confidence, humor, patience, or calm. Your own face. The one the mirror sees before you lift your chin a little. The one the kitchen sees now. There is no shame in it here. The sink does not care. The counter does not care. The refrigerator hum keeps making the same low sound, and somehow that sound makes the room feel less empty. Not full, exactly. Just held. You notice the light again. It has moved a little higher on the cabinet. Morning is no longer waiting outside the house. It is inside now, quiet but certain, touching the rim of the glass, the corner of an envelope, the edge of your sleeve. Soon enough, the first real demand will come. A message. A voice. A thought that stands up too quickly. Something small may need finding. Something practical may need doing. The private room will thin out, and you will step back into the person everyone recognizes. But the pause has already happened. No one can take that from the morning. For 1 minute, before the house fully asked for anything, you were not performing strength. You were standing beside a sink, near a glass of water, with unpaid bills close by and the refrigerator humming in the background. The world had not become easy. It had only stopped looking at you so hard. And in that quiet, gratitude did not arrive as a sentence. It arrived more like space. A little room around your shoulders. A little room around the stack of paper. A little room around the part of you that did not want to be brave before breakfast. You pick up the glass again, just for a sip. The water is still cold. You take the sip slowly, not because anyone told you to slow down, but because the room allows it. The glass lowers again. The counter receives it. The small sound it makes is almost nothing, but in this quiet it belongs. Soon the house will open. The day will find its shoes, its keys, its phone calls, its unpaid paper, its road back into the world. You may step into all of that with the same face people know, the steady one, the useful one, the one that has learned how to keep moving. But this minute has already lived. It stayed beside the sink with you. It held the refrigerator hum, the water, the bills, the morning light. It did not ask you to be stronger than you were. For a little while, the world let you be private. And you were still here.